Have you guys ever felt sad before? Not like just for a moment sadness, but like really sad for a while. And felt like you guys are alone? It's easy to feel that way. Like you're the only one that's felt like this, and that no one else can relate to you. But I have some news that might help you guys feel just a little bit better. You're not alone. Not only are you not alone, many people feel this way. And not only other students or young people like you and me, but also many adults, many leaders, many pastors, many Bible people. Yeah, that's right. People in the Bible felt sad too. So what I'm going to do these next few weeks is actually take us on a journey where we look at different Bible people, different Bible figures that felt emotions that we feel too. Now, we're going to start off with sadness and talk about that just so we can see how we're not the only ones that feel sad, but there are other people, and that it's okay to feel this, but also what we can do in these times. So today we're going to actually look at sadness in the story of Elijah in 1 Kings chapter 19. Now we're going to actually start in the middle of the story. So to catch you up on what happened beforehand, we're going to look at 1 Kings chapter 18. And I'll tell you guys very briefly what happened. See, what happened was that Israel was being led by an evil king named Ahab and his wife Jezebel, and they were having a feud with Elijah. Now Elijah, he was actually telling King Ahab, you know what, bring all your prophets of this false god named Baal that they were worshiping. And then he challenged them to a duel to prove who the real God is. And next thing you know, Elijah and the real God, our God, won. And then he actually ended up killing all the prophets of Baal in that very moment. Now this made Jezebel very mad, and that's where we get to our story today in 1 Kings chapter 19. Now I don't know what you guys would feel in the situation, but Jezebel, she was very mad that all her prophets were killed. Oh, they were false prophets, to be honest. But she hated him anyways. So she said, you know what, Elijah? I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you so much that you'll be dead when I'm done with you. And next thing you know, Elijah, he believed her. He got scared and he ran away. That's right. Someone who just had the greatest duel where the most crazy stuff happened in this previous chapter that I highly recommend you read. He ran away because he was afraid. Not only was he afraid, we actually look at 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 4 through 5. In the middle of verse 4, we read, he came to a broom bush, sat down under it, and prayed that he might die. I have had enough, Lord, he said. Take my life. I am no better than my ancestors. Then he lay down under the bush and fell asleep. This guy was so sad that he didn't want to live anymore. Now, he didn't want to live because he was afraid and he was sad and he ran away and he had nowhere else to go. Now, honestly, there's no acceptable condition to wanting this kind of life and wanting this kind of decision that you want to end it all. And that's unfortunately where we were, but that's how he felt. He felt afraid. But instead of God letting him die and taking him away, God actually sent an angel to him and told him, you know what, get up, eat this food that's here in front of you. And Elijah's like, what food? And boom, there's food right there. And then he told Elijah to walk and go on this journey. And Elijah went on this journey for 40 days with the strength that he had from the food. And he arrived at Mount Horeb. Now, Mount Horeb is the mountain of God that they call it. There's many different things that happened there. But what happened was that when he was there, the angel told him, wait for a message from God. And that's what Elijah did. He waited. And then as he waited, he realized there's some really weird feeling. Oh my goodness, what is this feeling? And his robe started to shake, and there was a strong wind that came over him. And then as a strong wind came, it cracked the rocks and everything, but he knew God wasn't in this wind. And then he kept on waiting, and then there was a great earthquake that started to shake everything all around him. But he knew that God wasn't in the earthquake. And then a great fire happened, and it was insane. You should have seen it. It was crazy. But Elijah knew that God wasn't in the earthquake. And then he waited until he heard a small wind. And it was like a whisper, that wind. And he knew that was God. And then he put a robe over his face and he went out to talk to God. See, God asked him, Elijah, what are you doing here? Why are you here right now instead of fighting the good fight and preaching my name to the people that are disobeying me? And Elijah tells him, God, I'm the only one left. Everyone else is dead or they're bowing down to Baal. I'm the only one left. And guess what? They're trying to kill me too. I have nowhere else to go. That's why I don't want to live anymore. And he tells this to God. But you know what God tells him? Get up. It's time to go. You got a job to do. And he gives him a few commands on what to do. But also he tells him that he wasn't alone. He told him there are 7,000 other Israelites that did not worship Baal or kiss the idol of Baal, but to be encouraged by that fact. And Elijah, he took that encouragement and he went on the journey and he continued to live for God and did God's will. And if it wasn't for that, we don't know what would have happened in the story. We wouldn't even know what would happen today. But thank God that he actually stayed alive and he kept working instead of stopping right there and letting the sadness get to him. Now, I want you guys to know that God is always comforting us. He is always here to comfort us when we need him. And there are many, many verses that we can read about that in the Bible that I'll actually include in the link below. But also, I'll read one to you guys right now, which is one of my favorite verses. Psalms chapter 30, verse 5. It says, "For his anger lasts only a moment, but his favor lasts for a lifetime." And it says this is the part that's important. "Weeping may last for the night, but rejoicing comes in the morning." See, sadness and crying and all these different things, kind of like happiness, right? I discussed it last week. It's temporary. It's like bubbles. You might feel this stuff in the moment, but you will get through it, and those times will pass. Maybe not in the moment. Maybe you don't know when it will, but I'm sure that it will eventually as you keep seeking God. So what can we take away from this? First thing, sadness is a part of life. Now, it just happens. It happens at certain points. Even right now, during the season of being at home, sadness might happen more than once. Even I was sad yesterday, if I'm being honest with you guys. But guess what? It is a part of it, and you're not alone. It just makes us appreciate the good things more, and it makes us more grateful when we look around and really think about it. We need the downs to appreciate the ups more. Second thing, recognize that you are not alone. Go talk to someone. Talk to your parents, your friends, maybe a leader, maybe me if you need someone to talk to. You guys can email with Al Shalom email account. But also lastly, I want you guys to remember that the Bible has people who have emotions too, and that as they also feel emotions, we can look to them and see what they did. They talked to God, and we can do the same thing. More importantly than any of those other people that we can talk to, we can talk to God who's there for us. So make sure, guys, even no matter what you're going through, talk to God. Now, guys, as I end this video, I want you guys to remember every single Friday at 7 p.m. there is a Zoom call that we have. And also, make sure to actually sign this form that I actually added in the link below, where you guys can get updates of different emails, whether it's new videos or whether it's new Zoom meetings or Zoom times. But also, it leaves you guys an email down there also where you guys can email me too if you guys have any questions or if you guys want to reach out. But parents, make sure you guys are with the students as you guys reach out. God bless you guys, and I'll see you guys next week.